Many of the most recent Minecraft updates have either been average or disappointing, but with the introduction of the 1.21 update at Minecon, that will all change, as I will put it on record by saying that 1.21 will go down in Minecraft's history as a top 3 update. Bold statement, eh? Well, I know, but even with limited knowledge of the update at this point, I think throughout this video you will see just how game-changing 1.21 will truly be on the Minecraft community as a whole. What's going to set 1.21 apart from most other updates is what it focuses on. Especially recently, there hasn't really been much added to actually challenge the player's ability to survive. The last update was for quality of life. The one before was to add something that should have been added in the Caves and Cliffs update. Speaking of that update, it added much needed dynamics to the game, but still didn't add any real challenge to the player. It hasn't been since 1.16 where we have gotten some true challenge, that being the Bastion Remnant in the Nether update. And that was almost 4 years ago at this point. Now you're probably asking yourself, how can I be so sure 1.21 will be about combat and challenges for the player? And to that I say, don't take my word for it, take Mojin's word for it.
A big part of this update is that we really want to add new adventures for our more combat-loving players. And the chambers certainly include some exciting challenges.
As we can see, even with the update not fully revealed yet, Mojin has a clear and cut direction for 1.21, that being combat, adventure, and something that can challenge even the best players. Speaking of the update though, what's already been revealed has been nothing short of awesome and game-changing. The trial chambers. Wow, one of the most exciting things I've ever seen in Minecon, and for good reason. If you don't know what the trial chambers are, in short, they are a rare underground structure that have multiple challenges consisting of modified mob spawners to a completely new mob which I will go over later. And remember, this is all we know of as of now. What makes its structure so good is that it can be a challenge to any player even with netherite armor, as I feel that once we get netherite we're almost invincible, but this is gonna change. A big reason for that is the new mob they're adding, that being the Breeze. Now, the reason this mob is so good for the game is that it brings in dynamics not seen in Minecraft before and makes the surrounding areas your enemy as well. It does this by being able to use its air attack to interact with blocks such as doors, trapdoors, buttons, and other objects that can be controlled by redstone. I'm not sure exactly how much the room will hinder one's combat, but at the very least, it has the potential to be very harmful. Plus, it literally shoots wind at you. I mean, how cool is that? Another thing I want to touch on is just the design of the trial chambers, as other than its name, which is kind of unoriginal, the actual chamber's architecture is just stunning, as it adds many new blocks into the game. I mean, those copper light source blocks just look so clean and will work as an excellent substitute for glowstone. Lastly, we need to talk about the automated crafting table, as this new block will just be insane. I have no clue how people will use it, but I'm sure people will figure out how to connect it with an automated smelter to make some sort of crazy contraption out of it. The sky is really the limit with the automated crafting table. So will 1.21 be the best update to ever be released? We'll see. Common knowledge tells me probably not, but with how much potential it's already showing, I really don't think we can count it out of the conversation just yet. But the more important thing to talk about is how this update will satisfy a big hole that I've talked extensively about in previous videos, that being the lack of true challenge and adventure. And I get it, we all want to see an end update, but I honestly think adding adventure and exploration to the overworld is more important right now, and who knows, this update could be better than an end update, as I remember when the community was disappointed when they heard of the Nether update instead of a cave update. But then, at least in my opinion, the Nether update turned out to be the greatest update ever released. So to conclude this video, I just want to say that don't count 1.21 out, as trust me when I say it will be special.